Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Got the nana tea and flus on my table. I flew the product in. Inshallah, now I am able to welcome. Invested into some single origin coffee from Vietnam. It felt like I got myself an e-commerce boat. Now I needed to learn how to row it. Did I just make a big mistake? I got steady sales income, Alhamdulillah. But tying an African camel needs two ropes, if you ask me. Allahu Alam. When in my office, I'm on calls, working out and seeking inspiration. My adventure with e-commerce had started, selling from bol.com. I had no idea what I was doing. I shot my own photos, wrote my own sales copy and did the designing of the creatives. On purpose, because I rather pay my lessons in doing than with a course. I committed to the activity, not the outcome. I wanted to learn and speak from my own experience. 6 months in and countless hours of production later, I had no success. Total sales was below 100 euros. That's 5% of my initial investment. The boat was clearly sinking. I needed to cut my losses or find a big breakthrough. So, I did what every business tycoon does. I went to the beach. Whenever you stop, there's nothing else than emptiness to look at. I decided not to quit and organized a comeback, inshallah. Inshallah, I will continue to document what is to know about making hijrah to Morocco. Subscribe to join me on this journey, inshallah. Fresh off the plane, I had ordered my new kicks. New clothes give me dunya power, Alhamdulillah. Just a habit I have when I am leveling up. I buy a piece of clothing that ties me to the new identity. It signals to myself I am all in. Driving to my warehousing partner, I noticed that the building seemed abandoned. When choosing them 6 months ago, I had assumed they would like to grow their capacity. Now, it seemed like I had chosen a too small company and was even about to go out of business. I made a few calls with my contacts. They told me they had moved to a new location and had moved my stock of coffee there too. Uncertain if this was a good thing, I jumped back in the car. It was a 6-minute drive. Phew, relief. They significantly moved up. Right between other Dutch A brands in the industrial zone, they had moved to a huge depot. They had gotten some new shoes too. Alhamdulillah. I took some of my coffee, proudly kissed it, and took it to a professional product photographer. This adventure was on the next round, inshallah. Since the biggest influence on online sales is visuals, I sought professional imagery first. Not too costly, and I still got to do my Texas lab. The highest level would be outsourcing all the work, but I found that too dull and too costly at this point, so I chose in between. Yuma, walking to the mosque. Allah commands us to lay down our trade on Fridays. This reminds me that He is in charge of my money and sustenance. Whatever I think I may miss, He is the one in charge of it. Living in a cheaper country as Morocco gives a new perspective to the financial pressure. It is still there, since many things aren't organized there for you. But being closer to my faith makes me better aware of my source. So, In worldly standards, I might not have progressed, but I have discovered Sakina. And this as a reminder to those seeking Hijrah too. Be aware that Sakina is available where you live right now too. You don't need to wait, stress, or travel thousands of miles. In my opinion, it starts with a heightened sense of Iman and structurally making decisions to become a better Muslim. Your personal Sakina will show up where you are already, inshallah. Your rizq has no boundaries. Alhamdulillah. Hey, take it easy. It's humor. After the Friday prayer, I walked back home. Great weather in Holland. Just bought the DJI Pocket 2 gimbal. I gotta figure out how this works too. Not for an outcome, but for the journey. And there, that afternoon, I realized why I was over 40 years old and didn't drive a Lamborghini. I just didn't care enough. The ones that do care a great deal about it. And, of course, Allah allows them to. Well, I don't care so much that I am willing to give up sleep, prayer, family life, social life, and much more for many years. Because these people do, they put in great amounts of effort, risk, and sacrifice. I know that, and I also respect that. I just don't, it doesn't give me a burning desire to make a million. This is the simple truth. You might say I'm lazy, but I say that I'm uniquely motivated. The right thing gets me out of bed early in the morning. The right thing makes me do it all day without getting bored. The right thing holds me accountable, even when no one is watching. The right thing gives me a solid insurance about my life. The right thing makes my smiles come easy, even amongst drama. I am committed to my activities, not to the outcome. I am a free man, Alhamdulillah. What I really miss about Holland are the public spaces. Well taken care of, clean and green. Hardly any risk of wild animals too. I truly love Allah's creation. His design has no boundaries.
Dat houdt dus in dat je eigenlijk nooit uitgeleerd zult zijn. We kennen in Nederland misschien nu woorden die we niet kennen. Je hebt A1, A2, B1, B1, B2, C1, C2, C2 niveau. Niet iedereen kan het begrijpen, C2 niveau Nederlands. Zo is het ook met Arabisch. Je zal nooit uitgeleerd zijn. Tot de dag van vandaag hoor ik wel eens hier en daar wat woord dat ik denk, oh, wat is dit? Oh, wat is dat? En weet broeders, dit is anders. Hè? Dit is niet hetzelfde als dialect Arabisch. Hè? Dialect Arabisch, Marokkaans Darija of Misri, Egyptisch of Shamia, zoals de Palestijnen, Libanezen en de Syriërs, die hebben weer een andere dialect. Deze dialecten ga je ook beter begrijpen uiteindelijk wanneer je de Fusha taal begrijpt.
Whenever I'm in Holland, we do our meetups always at the same place. It's about a 1 hour drive from Utrecht for a truly fabulous Turkish durum. Ives, that's the name. I highly recommend it. Hello, Ryanair. You taught us love and hate in flying. But then again, that's how love works anyway. Back in Morocco, driving from Essaouira to Agadir via Marrakesh, listening to Quran and seeing the film of African daily life passing by is one of the greatest change of scenery. Every time. Alhamdulillah. After a few days, I got a WeTransfer email in my inbox. The results of the photo shoot. I liked them, but I was indifferent because they needed to be appealing online. My personal taste didn't matter as much. I uploaded the new images and kept testing my sales copy and creatives. It did improve, Alhamdulillaah. Meanwhile, I introduced my new mindset in my workouts. Going for a better consistency. Making 1 trillion workouts leads to any kind of desired outcome anyway. So, why not enjoy the workouts itself instead of eternally waiting for a goalpost that keeps shifting? Live in the moment, inshallah. So, as you heard in one of my previous episodes, I got I think 10 years at least working in the finance sector, and then speaking about insurance especially. The thing is that if you work at the insurance company, one of the first things is you need to have an objective stance to life and people, because look, if you're looking for measuring financial risks, you need to be unbiased. Otherwise, you're just shooting yourself in the foot. So the most important thing to bankers and financial people is that they need to know what's up. They need to know what the real thing that's going on, because it doesn't help them to know about certain own assumptions about life or circumstances, because it costs them. So one of the things you always see also with the professionals, even in sports, is they hardly show any assumptions when at work. I mean, they might have personal egos when off the court, but at work, they don't make any assumptions about the counterparty. They are pretty neutral, because it has to do with knowing who your enemy or opponent is, And this is a very important lesson. At least it was for me in understanding my environment, because ego feels good. Nobody will argue about that. There are even people who will say, oh, you need to follow your ego is your boss. But does it really help you? Following your ego gives a good feeling, right? Well, I can agree on that. But is it lasting? So you need to make a choice there. So that puts us in the realm of burn rate. Okay, following your ego. All right? If you do what feels good for you, but it doesn't benefit anyone else, well, it's clearly that you'll burn out of contact, because people got a bullshit radar, So, you might do this thing for a certain time or a certain amount of times, but eventually people, go off. Or you choose to manipulate them and keep them in your circle. Okay, it's a choice. I'm not judging, but if you're looking for wholesome relationships around you, which pretty much everybody does in the end, because that's how we are, we're human beings, social. Even the worst of criminals, they belong somewhere someday, unless you're evil. But let's not go there. Anyway, burn rate. If you want to go through your contacts, people don't mean anything, it's okay. But in the end, if you want real connections, you need to understand people. You need to accept people. And these are the kinds of friendships that will, stay. Because it's not about you being seen, it's about them being seen as well. And that gives the right interaction. One of the things I appreciate about stock traders and people in finance in general is that they like to look at the world very neutral, and well, the reason why they do that is because they want to have a good observation of where their money is going. And yeah, of course they are money motivated, which is not bad at itself, but it's okay. It has to do with balance. If your whole life's about money, okay, you can grow big stacks of money, like let's say Warren Buffett. But what else do they have? You always grow something else on the other side, and mostly it's not personal wealth. Anyway, I don't know the guy, so let's give him the benefit of the doubt. What I'm talking about is having a balanced life, having quality relationships, because I think that's what life's about, Even if you're out to make money, mostly it's because you want to attract people, understand? And if those people come and they see your money, would you want them to stay around for the money or for you? So in the end, I think we're socially driven people, and that should count. Anyway, the base of a good relationship is making the right assessment of who you're dealing with. And if you allow yourself to have too many assumptions or emotions in that process, it won't benefit yourself. It's like, look, if you are not grounded, it will lead to ungrounded decisions and views. And the whole thing is, it's a matter of interaction too, because if you are not grounded and you make a judgment about somebody, it's most probably is the wrong judgment. But picture this, it will also yield a contrary interaction, because like I said, people have a bullshit radar. So if you are perceiving people wrongly, it might give you the wrong interaction back too. So there you go in the spiral. So look, it's best making the right assumptions, and to do that you need to let ego go. You need to have the mindset of getting to know people, taking your time, questioning your beliefs mainly. Yes, questioning your beliefs, because the great people are great listeners. Because even if you're a sales and money minded, if you can't really see who's in front of you, it's going to cost you in the end. And the other way around is, if you truly see who you're dealing with, oh man, they'll be back. And that will be an easy sell too. So, it rewards, I think the dynamic of this world has been set this way that mainly the biggest results come by being unbiased.
نسعى بنضال هات الكف يا مسلمنا لا تغرق